Yet another twist in this net neutrality saga that's gone on for years, where the FCC changes its mind yet again. How does that sit in your mind?
Well, in all due respect to Senator, I've only done these issues for half his time, 20 years. I worked on Capitol Hill, and so I have talked to a lot of my friends, and I haven't talked to the Speaker or the Majority Leader, but I have talked to the folks, Greg Walden, I've talked to John Thune, and they've begged Democrats to come to the table and negotiate. They've said, please, they've asked them, and it's like, no, only on when the rules are challenged in court, the last rules are challenged in court, and then it's sustained. Oh, only if this happens, only if this happens, only if this happens. Every single time it happens, you go through a next hurdle, and then there's never an opportunity, and now it's only if Democrats are in charge of both House and Senate, and you're like, wow, I gotta solve everything. I gotta turn the election, and then we'll be able to legislate on the issue. That's a lot of stuff to ask for. I will disagree slightly on the privacy issue. The FCC imposed privacy obligations only on ISPs. Now, the Senator rightfully has highlighted that many people are left out, many companies are left out of the equation there. And that's what we begged, the FCC folks begged and said, you know, we have to cover the entire gamut here. Now, there are different opinions whether you do opt out, opt in. I can debate that all day long if people want to have a conversation about privacy. But the idea that could only be one segment of the equation, and if you go back to the Senator's point as it relates to the cop video, that's an issue. If you've got a cop video that something is really terribly happening, your fight is not with your ISP. Why can't you put that on YouTube? Your fight is with a platform that exists today, and if they're not letting you do that, that's not governed by the FCC or net neutrality rules. That's governed by the FTC, and in most instances, not governed at all. And so we've asked, many people said, maybe you need to be a comprehensive stroke, and address everybody, but that means actually getting to the table, and the Republicans that I know have said, please come to the table, but there's no one showing up, but I don't know how to solve that problem.
So, well, I just want to say that we do believe that we're going to win in court because this rule was finalized at the D.C. Circuit Court of Appeals in 2016, and 1 year later it was overturned in a Federal Communications Commission 3-2 vote. So we think that there's a pretty high likelihood that in court we're going to win and overturn what the Trump FCC did, and that those net neutrality rules will stay on the books. So that's a view which I think is held by many people, and I think I think it makes sense for us to wait out that whole process.
Can't you do both at the same time?